wonder if you can hear the ticking clock. Oh, Henry, look at those wee eyes. You scared the crap out of me. Hi, puppy. Hi. His eyes are glowing. I'll just... Anyway. Hi everybody, welcome back to Laaleebee Knits. My name is Natalie. I'm a knitter here in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and I share my knitting projects here on YouTube. It's been a wee while. I feel like I start every video with "it's been a little while." Work's been crazy, pretty hectic. Winding down now. Finishes up in January, so a lot of deadlines, a lot of writing, a lot of reading. So I haven't had as much knitting time as I want to. So I'm recording in between meetings. It is so dark here. I've been trying to record all week, and by the time I finish up everything I have to do in the day, it's like 3:30 and it's getting dark, and I'm like, well, I can't record anything. It's a really stormy day today, which I love. I'm kind of tucked up nice and cozy in the house working away, and I have a meeting that I'm supposed to be in about half an hour, and then another one. So this will be a little quick update from my desk. So this is what all my Teams and Zoom calls, this is the view they get with little Henry in the background on the chair there. Yeah, I can't wait for the Christmas break. I get a good amount of time off over Christmas. The one good thing about working in academia, you get a really decent Christmas break. So I'm really looking forward to spending time with family, spend time with Christmas movies, and Neil and I curled up on the sofa, me knitting away. Can't wait. I've got big plans. I haven't knit a sweater in I don't know how long. I've been doing a lot of gift knits, and I had wanted them all wrapped up before now, but as I say, I just haven't been knitting as much. Yeah, I guess I'll get into it. I have one finished object to share with you today. This is very exciting. This is a little pattern that I've test knit for Casey, who is the owner of Hanks Yarn Parlour in Belfast. She has a pattern for a hot water bottle cover, and I said I would test it if she gets her pattern out. So she sent me the details. I'll have to write that up for her this week. But this is the first hot water bottle cover I've ever knit, and I loved it. It was so easy. The motif is so cute. I kind of went for like I feel like this is like Nordic style. Beautiful. So this is an iron weight version. She also has it for DK, I believe. But I had some iron weight in my deep stash, and I like these colours together. Yeah, didn't take very much yarn at all. You can hold finger and double if you want to, if you don't have iron weight in your stash, but you have a big finger weight stash. And yeah, I don't know where my head was at when I was knitting this, because the chart is super clear. The pattern's very clear. But I kept making silly mistakes on my colour work. And I think that's because of where my head was at. I was just so tired from work and from reading so much. And yeah, I pulled it back twice. But that was my own silly mistakes. That wasn't anything to do with the pattern. But it's beautiful. It actually would be a really good little Christmas gift. But the little insert, water bottle insert from, what you call it, place? B&M, and I think it would make a really cute little Christmas gift actually. But this one's for me. So that's my only finished object. Henry's puckling about. Puppy, go you up on your seat please. Ignored. So that's my only finished object. I have two cowls that are both gifts. Hello little hen. You want to sit on this? All my knitting's on it though. Let me move stuff out of the way for the little prints. Yes, all right, all right. Come on, up you get. He has to be in the middle of everything. He's like, who are you talking to and why is it not me? There, he settled himself down beside me. Okay, so I have 2 coils that I've been knitting. These will be the 5th and 6th coils I've knit as gifts. I am yet to knit myself one. But anyway, the first is another doodle coil for my mum. This is a mixture of autumn doodles and the basic doodle. I haven't got very far with it, but I sat with mum and we plotted out exactly the colour scheme, colour placement, everything. So yeah, I'm just working away on that. These are all 5 colours that she's wanted in this, and I'm holding finger weight double for these, so I cast on 1 less repeat. So theoretically it should go quicker than the others, but I just haven't had time to work on it. So these are all from Stash. These are Coop Knits. Those 2 are the same. That's a Coop Knits. That's a Coop Knits. This is a Ruby Slipper from Giddy Ants. It's one of my favourite reds. It's like a lovely blue tinged red. It's really rich, beautiful. And then this is a random mini that was in my stash. I have no idea what it is. So that's the coil for mum. I'm planning to get this done in 2 weeks. I want to give it to her. So really need to make some progress on that. That's a little call for mum. The doodle patterns are by Pacific Knit Co. Jamie Lomax. If you've been watching the podcast, you know that I've knit a ton of hers, and they're great. They're really good for mixing and matching different motifs. So I would highly recommend her patterns. She has some beautiful stockings that I really want to knit. I had wanted to knit stockings for me and Neil and Henry this year, but I just haven't had time. So that might be a plan for next year, because those patterns are beautiful. So speaking of Jamie Lomax, this is another one of her patterns, but it's not a doodle pattern. It is a coil pattern, however. I always forget the name of this. I think it begins with A, but I will definitely put it in the info, in the description below in the show notes. This is a coil from my friend Simon, who has demanded coil for Christmas. I knit him a hat a few years ago that he demanded, and now he wants a matching scarf, and I said I'm not knitting a scarf, I will knit you a coil instead. So this is what he's getting. Oh, hang on, I'm messing myself about here. This is knit out of, let me find, it's quite a budget yarn, Drops Charisma Unicolor, a superwash treated wool classic, 100% wool. It's not the softest. I wanted to get it to try it because I don't want to keep building stash and spend all my money in stash, basically. But I'm using this nice green with this cream. I think they only have 1 green in the range. I had wanted it to be a bit more foresty than it is, but I think Simon will like it. I keep looking here, that's not where you are, you're there. So those are my colours. I've got, sorry, I've got 4 balls of the green. I'm sorry, baby. Yes, I know, Mama's terrible. He's so not impressed with me today. I've got 4 balls of the green and 2 of the cream. I got through this colour work, took 1 1/4 skeins of the cream. So I wouldn't have been able to do it with just 1, but I definitely have a lot left over. There's no more colour work in this, so this is the colour work complete. We do lap frame braids. It's the first time I've done them. I looked up a couple of videos on YouTube to kind of visualize how to do it. Yeah. This is, for me personally, when I knit colour work, I love the doodle patterns because they're kind of instant gratification. They're so short that you knit it and you see the picture coming up. This one was a little more difficult because the image is more abstract. So I love the product. I love the product, and I do want one for myself. I think I will knit myself one, but I didn't enjoy the process as much on this one. So yeah, sometimes I'm a product knitter and sometimes I'm a process knitter. So this is just stockinette from here on, and then this is a little provisional cast on this side, and once I've finished my stockinette I'll just join them. It's quite good because I can fire through the stockinette in an evening or two, get that finished. That is going to Simon next week. We're going for lunch, so that'll be for Simone, keep him happy. And if he asks for a jumper next year, he will be told no uncertain terms. No. This is living in my Hohi Locatelli bag. This is a Pampa bucket. My favourite project bag. I have another one that was like the Grocer Girls one. I'm sure you've seen it before. Favourite project bags for big projects. It kind of keeps me only on 2 big projects as well because I don't have a huge amount of the big bags. Theoretically. I do just cast on. Okay, I have one pair of socks that I have another finished object and I forgot all about it. I have a pair of socks. Let me find them. Let me find these socks, Henry. How did I forget? Hey, how did I forget my sockies? Silly mom. Let me just move you over. Neil, cut this out. Especially me getting up. Right, Henry, where's one of the socks? Do you remember? I forgot about the socks. Oh, here they are. Oh, shit. And she's swearing. That's not good. Okay, I'm back. Last time, did I show you Carol's shawl? I'm sure I did. I gave Carol her shawl, her coil, and she loved it, so that was good. Yes, I finished socks. Of course I did. These are my November socks. So I try to knit a pair of socks every month for the Grocery Girls Sock Bash. And these are my November socks. These are deep, deep stash. I can't remember what the yarn is or who it's from. It's a sparkle. Not really showing up. Oh, a little bit. It's not a sock set, although it looks like it was made for each other. This is, I think it's Lady Midnight from Beehive Yarns. And then this, I have no idea. It could be Biff Sugar. It could be Botanical Yarn, or it could be Giddy Ants, actually. I don't know. It could be one of a number. But it's been in my stash. I've actually I knit my friend a pair of socks out of this, and this is the leftovers. And I used almost all of it. So knit her a pair of full-length socks, knit myself a pair of full-length socks with a little contrast. There's so much I have left. So pretty decent use of that skein, I think. That's a little blip. I don't know what's going on there. Let's look at this side. Much better. So those are my little November socks. I've been knitting longer socks again. I did go through a little phase of trainer socks and then realised I had more trainer socks than long socks. So yes, of course I had that finished object. How can I forget? So happy with those. Now I can actually wear them. You mind those, Henry? Thank you. And let me get on with that. The let me get on to my sock whips now. So these are my little Christmas bags. You know that I knit, sew little sock project bags for myself. When the feeling takes me, I'm not very good at sewing. Despite my gran being a seamstress, I'm just not very good at it. I get very frustrated very quickly, but I just can't resist. So this is, I think, a Liberty print. I don't know what print this is, but I made these last year. I've made some this year that you'll see later on. They're a little surprise, and yeah, they've got little Christmassy sparklies in here. So this is my December socks. This is a pattern that is like an advent pattern for woolens and nosh. Oh, I can't remember the designer. I won the pattern actually. So I've been taking part in the pigskin party with Boston Jen, and I won a participation prize. So I got to pick a pattern from the sponsor, the sock designer who was sponsoring that month. And so I picked this. It's her 2023 Advent sock design. It's designed specifically for self-striping yarn, specifically for woolens and nosh, but obviously I don't have a woolens and nosh skein, so I used this one from Bird Street Yarns. It's called Reindeer Games, and I paired it with this little mini that came in my advent calendar last year from Pixie Yarn. And I love how it's picking up the greens in this. I don't have very many green Christmas socks, so I just like the difference here, and I love this detail. Very, very simple, but lovely little pattern. Followed the heel. I love how when I'm knitting with micro striping yarn, the heel just goes differently. I just really love these. So I've been knitting, because I didn't get myself an advent calendar yarn wise this year, I've been knitting on my Christmas socks every day as like a little advent thing for myself. So I've been knitting on these just a little tiny bit every day, tracking my progress on Instagram if you want to join in. I'm not knitting them as quickly as I usually would because I don't have that much time to do them anymore. Writing is kind of taking over my life, but really recommend this pattern. Really love this yarn. Bird Street Yarns do some of the best Christmas yarn. They really do. I didn't get their Christmas at Barbie's skein this year, and I regret. So I've got one of those knit, and I cast the other one on straight away so that I wouldn't put it off. And I've still got 80 grams of this skein left after knitting this whole sock. So, oh, there's Simon asking me about his scarf. Go away, Simon, I'm busy. Let me put that on mute. Yeah, I actually will have a lot of leftovers from that skein that I can put away for next year. So that is my sock whip. I haven't cast on any other socks, but what I have got is I went rummaging through my stash of gifts that I knit throughout the year, and these Christmas socks are some things that I knit I think in January. I've probably shown them on the podcast, but I pulled them out again. These are Drunken Santa socks. I think this is from Pixie Yarn. Little mini. This is Bird Street Yarn, Drunken Santa, and this is also Bird Street Yarn. I don't know what this is. Something about the gingerbread man. It's not gingerbread man's in bits. I can't remember what it is. I don't think it came back this year. And then a random, I think this is actually Cascade. I think I knit a jumper in this red, and that's the leftovers. But yeah, I've got two little pairs waiting for heels because I didn't know if I was going to knit them as presents or knit them for myself, and I've decided I'm knitting them for myself because I've knit so many presents, and I was going to say I don't have enough Christmas socks, but I have quite a few pairs. But I feel like selfish knitting is acceptable once you've knit so many presents. So they're just waiting for their heels. Got my little leftovers ready to put those on. I've marked, I'm going to do afterthought heels in this. I've talked about this before, but essentially, do I have my sock ruler here? I do. So I got one of these from Hanks. I'm representing Hanks today. Got one of these from Hanks, and on it has how long your foot is in UK sizes, and it gives you EU centimeters there. And basically what you do is you pick your size. So I'm a size 5, so I'm 9 1/4. Like I've written my name there, but I'm a 9 1/4, and then you take 2 inches off. I actually take 1.5 inches off sometimes, but 9 1/4 minus 2 inches, that's where you're going to cut your heel in. So then what you do is you grab your sock, line it up. Let me line it up on the other side so you can see where I've marked it. Grab your sock, line it up, and cut in your heel in your 9 1/4 minus 2. So I'm going to cut my heel in there because my heel is going to be 2 inches long. So I just marked where I'm going to cut the heel in on all of those socks, and then all you do is you pick up the row above, pick up the row below, snip one, not the whole row, you snip one stitch in the middle, and then you unravel to here, leave a couple on, unravel to here, leave a couple on, and then you can just start knitting in the round, and you knit it the same way as you knit your toe. Couple of rows, I maybe do 5 and then start my decreases, and that's how you do an afterthought heel. My first afterthought heel I ever did, I cut the whole row across because I watched 30 seconds of a video and thought, oh, I understand. Cut the whole row across, and then I was left with these tiny little nubs of ends that I couldn't weave in, and the whole sock just came apart. So I wouldn't advise doing that, but I'm gonna sit down at some point this weekend and make myself 2 more pairs of Christmas socks, because you can never have enough. Speaking of, do you want to see my little collection of Christmas socks? What time am I at? Yeah, I have time. So I did a big sock wash a couple of days ago, and this isn't all of them, but I have 2 boxes of socks now. One is for like either seasonal, that's like off season, or just regular socks, and then my seasonal ones. These are my Christmas socks. So I'll fire through really quickly the ones that I remember and the ones that are specifically Christmassy. These I think are the first ever that I knit Christmas wise. This is Giddy Ants. I can't remember the colourway. I think this is the Skip Stitch sock, something like that. They're about 4 years old. Still going pretty strong. I used to knit my socks too short and on too big needles, so they're not the best fitting socks, but we learn. I knit those when I was at the cottages, and different cottage trip I knit these. I'll leave the details of the patterns below. These are also years old. They've got little Christmas trees. Very cute. Again, a very short foot. I will probably have to re-knit some of these, but they fit. They kind of, I find with superwash yarn, they stretch a lot, so it fits. It's fine. These I knit last year, I think. This is the Lady Midnight sparkly yarn from Beehive Yarns that was in my other sock earlier. And I'll leave the pattern. This little pattern that I did at the top was repeated the whole way down, but I just did a little like cuff detail there. What else have I got in here? These ones are Satsuma in My Stocking by Bird Street. I love this colorway. It's not a typical Christmas colorway, but I love it. And this is my favorite free pattern. My cup of tea socks. I've got quite a few pairs of those. So that's Bird Street. This is another Bird Street Coffee Talk socks in Drunken Santa. Oh, you can see where that's like yellow yarn that I knit with that has kind of stained some of mine, but it kind of blends, so it's fine. They're my Coffee Talk socks for Christmas. Look how many pairs of socks I have of these. So I've got, these are leftovers made from this yarn. And look how different the yarn looks with the bright blue and the green. But it's the same yarn. Cute. Gives it kind of candy cane vibe, I think, with the blue. I love using up all of my, especially my Christmas yarn. I love using up all of the yarn that I have. This one is definitely a Giddy Aunts one. I think it's Christmas lights, fairy lights, something like that. Again, shorties, because I knit a bigger pair that I've worn throughout the week and I don't know where it is. What else have we got? A couple more. A couple more. Okay, one more. Oh. I did have... I'll show them next time. I have some of my favourite Christmas socks are from Giddy Aunt Yarns, and it's their shortbread colourway, and they've done this like tartan inspired mini with it, which is like a dark red with kind of green through it. But I must have worn them during the week because they're not here. I better find them. I guess that's my little tour of my Christmas socks. But, you know, I need more. So I shall knit more. Okay. I fired through that. I really need to go very soon, but I have some acquisitions that I want to share with you. So first is my club from Beehive Yarns. This was their October club. It was running a wee bit late. This is their inspiration colour. This is the Simple Pleasures club that she's been running this year. And this is the yarn. I get this on the sock sparkle base. Is this not just autumn in a skein? Look. I'm gonna love next year knitting my monthly socks mostly in these, because it's just autumn. It's just October in a skein yarn. I've really loved this club. I have two more coming. One for November. Oh, I got November. November's downstairs. I've received November. That's how long I've done this. I didn't have that. And I've received November. November's downstairs. I'll show you that next time. And I've one more coming then for December. And then it's a totally different club next year. So, love. And then, the most exciting, Mary Claire from Lonely Mountain Yarns. I've loved her yarn so much. She brought in this sock base that I've never seen before. It's 50% merino, 50% silk, 100% beautiful. So I saw it and was like, I saw that she was experimenting with it and I was like, I must have silky socks. I must. This yarn is incredible. This is called Never Thirsty, Ever Drinking, which I think is some sort of riddle from Lord of the Rings, which makes sense. But look at the shine. I just can't believe it. It's gonna make the most beautiful socks, but I can't bring myself to use it just yet. And then, because she's a wee dote, she sent me a present. And it's my first present I've ever got through the podcast, and I'm all biz. Close my front door. Give it 2 seconds. Yes, so Lonely Mountain Yarns, Mary Claire sent me a little present. This is called Bilbo's Cheese Board on Gold Sparkle. how buttery that looks. Got little purpley bits in here. Just gorgeous. I now have a little knitting frame. I'm all biz about it. I'm all biz about it. So, what a beautiful little parcel it came to me. I can't believe it. So, yes, I was all biz about that. I can't believe it. I can't wait to cast them on. But then I also feel like I just should look at them for a while instead of wrecking my beautiful skeins. So, yes, that's everything that I have to share, I think. Yes, I do. It's the 7th of December today. We're going to the cottage in 2 weeks, so maybe the next podcast will be from the cottage. Hopefully we can do that. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry it was a little chaotic. It's a little quick one just to say hi. Oh, I didn't say what I was wearing. I'm wearing my Birkin, is it called Birkin? I think it's called the Birkin sweater by Caitlin Hunter, knit in Brooklyn Tweeds Loft, the 4-ply one. Can't remember the colours. Cast iron's the dark. I think this is Harvest. I don't know what these are. There's 3. One's like a cream and then 2 greys. It's one of my favourite sweaters. But yeah, that's everything from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Knit along with your Christmas socks if you are on Instagram with me. Please share your photos. I love seeing other people's socks and knitting. I hope everybody's having a good and restful time. And I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye. I told Neil there wouldn't be anything to edit in this. It's your coffee, Neil. Don't be cross.